Learn English to Gujarati, granularity to
Amurtata.
with smart vocabulary stories. Welcome, brave word explorer. Hey, you're about to learn some big brain words without falling asleep on your dictionary. Let us make English and Gujarati shake hands politely and then laugh together. Today you will learn 8 advanced words in English and Gujarati. Granularity is.
Sukshmata.
Depth of field is.
ક્ષેત્રની ઊંડાઈ.
Differentiation is.
ભિન્નીકરણ.
Nuance is.
સૂક્ષ્મ ભેદ.
Clarification is.
સ્પષ્ટતા.
Contextualization is.
સંદર્ભીકરણ.
Systematization is.
વ્યવસ્થિતીકરણ.
And abstraction is.
અમૂર્તતા.
Yes, these are serious words. No, we are not becoming boring. The professor, the camera, and the confused potato. Listen to this silly story and let the words stick naturally. If a potato can learn, you definitely can. Professor Mira walked into class carrying a camera, a stack of notes, and, for reasons nobody understood, a potato wearing glasses. She said, "Today we need more granularity, or
સૂક્ષ્મતા.
in our report." The potato nodded like a tiny consultant. Then she held up a photo and explained, "This picture uses depth of field, or
ક્ષેત્રની ઊંડાઈ.
to keep one flower sharp and the background blurry." A student whispered, "Wow, even the flower has better focus than I do on Monday morning." Professor Mira continued, "When I give different tasks to different students, that is differentiation, or
ભિન્નીકરણ.
The potato looked offended, perhaps because it got the advanced homework. Next, she pointed to 2 nearly identical shades of blue and said, "This tiny difference is a nuance, a
સૂક્ષ્મ ભેદ.
single quote." The potato stared very hard, as if trying to become an art critic. Then a student raised a hand and asked for clarification, or
સ્પષ્ટતા.
because the lecture had briefly entered outer space. So the professor gave examples from daily life. That, she said, is contextualization, or
સંદર્ભીકરણ.
After that, she sorted the notes into clean folders. This is systematization.
વ્યવસ્થિતીકરણ.
Finally, she showed a painting made of floating lines and strange colors. And this mysterious masterpiece is abstraction.
અમૂર્તતા.
The potato looked at the painting and said nothing, which was wise, because nobody knew what it was either. Word spotlight. Now let us slow down and meet each word clearly. You do not need to memorize everything at once, just notice the pattern. Granularity means fine detail or resolution. In Gujarati, say.
સૂક્ષ્મતા.
Example. The report needs more granularity. In Gujarati, ahivalamam vadu.
સૂક્ષ્મતા.
Joie. Depth of field is a photography term. In Gujarati, say.
ક્ષેત્રની ઊંડાઈ.
It is the range that appears sharp in an image. Differentiation means making things distinct or adapting for different needs. In Gujarati, say.
ભિન્નીકરણ.
Teachers use.
ભિન્નીકરણ.
For different students. Nuance means a subtle difference. In Gujarati, say.
સૂક્ષ્મ ભેદ.
A good translator notices every.
સૂક્ષ્મ ભેદ.
Clarification means making something clearer. In Gujarati, say.
સ્પષ્ટતા.
If instructions are confusing, ask for.
સ્પષ્ટતા.
Contextualization means putting something into context. In Gujarati, say.
સંદર્ભીકરણ.
Real examples create.
સંદર્ભીકરણ.
Systematization means organizing information into a system. In Gujarati, say.
વ્યવસ્થિતીકરણ.
Messy notes beg for.
વ્યવસ્થિતીકરણ.
Abstraction means dealing with ideas rather than concrete objects. In Gujarati, say.
અમૂર્તતા.
Modern art often loves.
અમૂર્તતા.
Mini dialogues you can steal immediately. These short dialogues are made for speaking aloud. Try repeating the Gujarati word each time you hear it. A. This data is too broad. B. Then we need more.
સૂક્ષ્મતા.
A. Why is only the flower sharp? B. Because of the.
ક્ષેત્રની ઊંડાઈ.
A. Why do students have different tasks? B. That is.
ભિન્નીકરણ.
A. Is this a big difference? B. No, just a.
સૂક્ષ્મ ભેદ.
A. I do not understand the email. B. Let me give some.
स्पष्टता.
A. Why does the lesson make sense now? B. Because of.
संदर्भीकरण.
A. How did you fix this chaotic archive? B. With.
व्यवस्थितीकरण.
A. What does this painting show? B. Mostly.
अमूर्तता.
And maybe the artist's unpaid electricity bill. Memory tricks with a little drama. Now let us glue the words into memory with images. The stranger the image, the better your brain behaves. Imagine a giant microscope zooming into grains of sand. That is granularity.
सूक्ष्मता.
Imagine a camera making one face sharp while the crowd melts into blur. That is.
क्षेत्रनी ऊंडाई.
Imagine one worksheet splitting into many versions for many learners. That is.
भिन्नीकरण.
Imagine two perfumes that smell almost the same, but not quite. That tiny difference is.
सूक्ष्म भेद.
Imagine fog lifting from a road sign. That lovely mental relief is.
स्पष्टता.
Imagine a word standing alone and confused, until examples, people, and situations gather around it. That is.
संदर्भीकरण.
Imagine papers flying into labeled folders by magic. That is.
व्यवस्थितीकरण.
Imagine a real tree dissolving into colors, shapes, and thought. That is.
अमूर्तता.
Quick quiz, no panic. Time for a fast check. Answer aloud before I reveal the answer, and pretend you are on a very intellectual game show. What Gujarati word means granularity?
सूक्ष्मता.
What Gujarati term means depth of field?
क्षेत्रनी ऊंडाई.
What is differentiation in Gujarati?
भिन्नीकरण.
What Gujarati phrase means nuance?
सूक्ष्म भेद.
How do you say clarification in Gujarati?
स्पष्टता.
How do you say contextualization in Gujarati?
संदर्भीकरण.
How do you say systematization in Gujarati?
व्यवस्थितीकरण.
And finally, how do you say abstraction in Gujarati?
अमूर्तता.
Your challenge today. Let us make the words active. If you can use them, you own them. Say one sentence about data using.
सूक्ष्मता.
Describe a photo using.
क्षेत्रनी ऊंडाई.
Describe teaching or biology with.
भिन्नीकरण.
Compare two similar things using.
सूक्ष्म भेद.
Ask for.
स्पष्टता.
In a polite sentence. Explain a difficult term by using.
संदर्भीकरण.
Organize your desk mentally and say.
व्यवस्थितीकरण.
Look at a modern painting and bravely say.
अमूर्तता.
Even if you secretly think, this looks like a confused watermelon. Friendly wrap up. You did real work today, and your vocabulary just became much fancier. Nicely done. Today you practiced granularity.
सूक्ष्मता.
Depth of field.
क्षेत्रनी ऊंडाई.
Differentiation.
भिन्नीकरण.
Nuance.
सूक्ष्म भेद.
Clarification.
स्पष्टता.
Contextualization.
संदर्भीकरण.
Systematization.
व्यवस्थितीकरण.
And abstraction.
अमूर्तता.
Thanks for learning with me. Keep practicing out loud, revisit the words tomorrow, and give your brain a high five for surviving advanced vocabulary with style.